As apparently it didn't do that at all today. Whatsoever. I don't know why. Updating 115.99 megabytes out of 116.04 megabytes. Jesus Christ, I've spent 86 hours on this fucking thing. Alright, come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Ah, yes, there we go. Yes. All right. Properties, Pesterquest. All right. There we go. Ah, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. The music's so beautiful. There we go. Credits, please. Gamzee was written by Aisha. Frisco by Kate. That's not surprising whatsoever. Oh, my desktop music appears to not be... Oh. There we go. It's not surprising that Kate wrote Vriska. And then... I can't remember their friggin' Twitter name, but... Okay, well, now I have to, like, look real quick, because I want to say their Twitter name. Because I'm just a little dude. I'm following. It's, Vintage Foods _ on Twitter. There we go. They drew the one, like, Gamzee, Vriska thing with the, song from Steven Universe. Background artists. I don't know who Courtney Brundle is. Who are you? Midnight Calliope. Miracles. Super Ego. Toby Fox, my boy. Alright. Starting. Fucking cannons. How do they work? Oh, I gotta do voices. Did I, Okay, I think I clicked on the right thing. First things first. You deliver Karkat into the arms of a giant white crab, which strikes you as totally normal and safe thing to do. You're really beginning to get the hang of this zap situation. For instance, you are now capable of utilizing it without unleashing a lengthy exposition on the values of interpersonal relationships. You can just go. Lucky, too, since when you drop Karkat off at his place, he does not look in the mood for philosophy. More for crawling into bed and sleeping for a week. You don't blame him. Dave and John are nice kids, but they do require a high level of buy-in to talk to. Since you have a memory like a steel friendship trap, you recall that there's another possible bro in the area. What did Karkat call that kid? He had lost his shit at the thought of meeting? Macarena? Macaroni? You zap to Macaroni's house. This time you aim for the yard and not the broom closet, and find yourself outside a huge sandstone castle at the edge of a dark, sprawling ocean. You'd have said it was abandoned if it wasn't for the lights in the windows. Baby boy! He's lovely and cute. He's just a little dude. Bro, he's just standing there. Standing at the tide line is some sort of Halloween decoration. A scarecrow made entirely of sticks and hair and a pair of oversized gray pants. Wait, they probably don't even have a Halloween here. It's already spooky enough every day. A nocturnal world can't even fuck with night holidays. The Scarecrow throws a rock into the surf. Winding up his long, thin arm is a whole production, although the motion is surprisingly fluid. You edge closer, not wanting to alarm him, but needing to move the plot along at a reasonable clip. You clear your throat. Oh, he's so cute. Oh my god, I would die for Gamzee. The boy Scarecrow does the laziest double take you've ever seen. It's like he's on half speed. Oh, his little claws. Alright, Gamzee voice, Gamzee voice. Motherfucker, are you lost? I have to turn down the music. I can't hear myself talk or think. Motherfucker, are you lost? Motherfucker, are you lost? Are you Fuck, I should have thought about this during my, 2 seconds of free time today. Motherfucker, are you lost? That's a little forward. Not that you aren't hip to all the choicest trends that the kids are on. You have absolutely no problem. Fuck. You have absolutely no problem with some random teen just swearing at you out of the blue. It's absolutely fine. In fact, you love it. Makara! That's what his name was. Yeah, but... Fucking hell. Yeah, I saw his face. Nah, I think I'm gonna go with a surfer dude voice. You ever look at the ocean? You know, really get your eye stalks going on it? Well, yeah, you're doing that right now, actually, since the ocean is right in front of you, and it's very hard not to see it, at least out of the corner of your eye. Oh, dang. Felt for sure you were someone's little lost Lucis on account of you being white all over. Not my old goat for sure. God, why do I keep doing southern accents? Bruh. Alright, yeah, there we go. That old bastard's never once showed his ugly skull to share a pie. Aw, Gamzee's so cute, I love this art style. The tide creeps up the beach, and you take an automatic step back. The water looks normal, and Makara is up to his shins in the surf, but you still don't trust like that. You can teleport, but that doesn't mean you want your toes burned off by alien salt water or whatever the fuck. What about you, stranger? Fuck, there's a southern accent again. What about you, stranger? Stranger. Okay, I grew up in the south. I don't know how to do anything except a southern accent. You ever get down on a hot, warm plate of gooey mess? Pie, motherfucker. I got one in the oven. Oh, how silly of you. You love pie. You love it so much more than any weird shit you thought he was talking about. He grins and, oh god, horror opens up a pit in your stomach as his skin cracks before you realize that it's makeup. He's got face paint on. You guys kind of like a clown thing going on. It tracks. The big pants, the crazy hair, etc. That's actually kind of fucking weird, but really not as weird as it should be. Like, everything since you began this rollicking friendship romp, this new information feels like remembering rather than learning. But right now, all you really care about learning or remembering is that sweet pie the kid mentioned. Hell yeah. You got your pan all out where it's supposed to be. In your sack. Gamzee. Come again? Gamzee. Bless you! My name, motherfucker. Oh, fuck. For a second, the kid's vacant stare sharpens. His gray eyes are like looking down a long, empty corridor, but for just the briefest moment, you think you see something lurking at the end of it. Something angry. And then it's gone. Baby boy. Gamzee brings you inside his hive, which is lopsided and shakes when the wind blows. Whoever designed it definitely got their architecture degree online. It also smells a lot like weed. You take a step into the living room. Honk! Oh, Jesus Christ! There are like 40 little honk horns strewn all around on the floor in a pattern that makes it absolutely inevitable that you will step on most of them on the way to the couch. I worked with a dude today who smelled a lot like weed, and I was just trying to like lean away from him, and I was like, ugh, take a shower. Ugh. You give up after a few seconds of careful hopping and just honk your way across the room. It's a goose party up in here. Oh yeah, brother. Make that music. Sometimes it all just gets too much to contain, you know what I'm saying? Gamzee sticks his head around the door to what you assume must be the kitchen. He's got flour on his nose. You thought he said the pie was already in the oven. What's he using flour for? That's not flour. The music builds up, don't it? It's like a miracle. Like a little ball of snot that's all caught up in your suck sphincters. You actually have no idea what he's talking about, and you're pretty sure that's not your fault. A bunch of clattering and banging interrupts your thoughts. Dear God, what is he doing in there? How hard is he baking? Then you realize it isn't coming from the kitchen. It's coming from a different door. A closet door. Holy shit. What even is that? Oh, fuck. It's you and Carcat. You must have time traveled without even meaning to when you zapped here. Damn it. You thought you were getting the hang of this. But how do you respond to this absolutely unforeseen turn of events? Obviously, I have to open the door. You spring up to answer the door because that's what any good guest would do while their host is busy fighting a pie. You honk your way over, making more music on the way. Miracles, or whatever. You wonder what you're going to say when you see yourself. You'll probably be pretty surprised. Up close, the door is sort of warm. Not temperature-wise, more in an existential way. A narrative weight hangs around this door, and when you touch it, tingling heat shoots up your fingers. Whoa, trippy. Man, this door is great. You don't want anything more than to open this door. Shit, you love this door. Just doors in general, actually. Fucking amazing. Love to open them up and be in one place and then walk through them and be in another. You twist the handle. You are forcibly returned to the start screen. No! God damn it, Aisha. How could you do this to me? Let Gamzee open the door. Figuring this is the best way to prevent a paradox, you wait until the racket gets loud enough to alert your host. What's all that? You shrug and open your eyes real wide to show just how innocent you are. This is a total mystery that absolutely needs solving. Oh, hey, hold up, my brother. I'm hearing something in the scrub cubby. Some squeak beast what's all got itself trapped. The noise in the closet breaks off just as Gamzee throws open the door. Yup, same place as before. Other you and Carcat must be shouting at each other back at his hive. Well, he'll be doing most of the shouting. It really is a mess in there. Shit. Damn, little monster skittered off. His fucking face, I cannot handle it. Me too. Print screen. There we go. Yeah. Weird. You have no idea where they went, and you're totally sure it was not a friend of his who flipped out at the sheer sound of his voice? That would be ridiculous. Dang. Oh, no doubt. You're glad you're agreed about that. Oh, and speaking of which, you mentioned that you have a friend in common. Carcat, small, shouty? Gamzee cracks into such a wide grin, you're surprised his face doesn't turn inside out. Yeah, there's my best fucking friend. Gamzee is adorable.
As close as two wrigglers would slithered out of the mother grub's frumpy ass together. We get our rap on.
Rap? Like, actual rap? Carcat, doesn't really strike you as the rapping type.
Not so much as you'd notice,
And I accidentally clicked the fight.
but I know he's got that music inside him somewhere. All wrapped up under his skin, just waiting for a real motherfucking brother to rip it out.
Aw, that's incredibly romantic, but also the creepiest shit you have ever heard.
Aw, hell yes.
An ungodly amount of steam issues from the kitchen like someone baking in a cartoon. Whatever it is, smells amazing, sugary with just a hint of sharpness to it. Did Gamzee ever say what kind of pie he's making?
Miracle pie, sister. Miracle pie.
Oh, nice. Miracle flavor. Sounds great, and not at all like it might burn the roof of your mouth off. Aw, baby boy! Gamzee emerges from the kitchen, the sweet smell getting stronger as he comes closer. He isn't carrying any plates or forks or whatever, so you guess you're just going to eat with your hands? You look down at your grubby little paws. When was the last time you washed these silly things? You are disgusting. But then you get a look at the pie and realize that germs are really going to be the least of your worries. It's thick and gelatinous and green. Neon green. Poison control green. Like clip art of something toxic. You are absolutely sure that whatever that pie is made of, humans are not meant to eat it. Probably not trolls either. Gamzee sits down next to you, stretching out his long, skinny legs onto the coffee table, knocking over a stack of comics and a couple empty Faygo bottles. Yikes. This does not make you feel any better about his ability to make good nutritional choices. You ask Gamzee, as politely as you are able, what kind of pie it is.
Oh, dang, brother. A Nutri-mercenary never gives away a secret ingredient. All you need to know is this. The good shit.
He's so cute.
You want to see the miracles the way I see them. I know you do. I can hear it in your voice. I can see it in your sea stalks. This is the shit that is gonna put you all the way over the top.
Gamzee gives you that one look. You know the one, when your friend tells you that they got some deliriously dank shit that they're just aching to share with you. That's a real thing that happens. It is absolutely drugs. This is a drug pie. Dare to resist. Dare! 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 Drugs, not hugs. I have a shirt that says drugs are bad with like cute letters and a smiley face on it. I'm going to eat the drug pie. You know what? Fuck it. You're magic. You can do whatever you want. You scoop out a big green glowing glob of poison pie. It's so gooey and thick it almost slides right out of your hand. Yet you manage to get a little bit of it into your mouth. It punches you right in the taste buds. So sweet your teeth ache, and without any discernible texture. Just goop that slowly fills your mouth and coats your throat. Wow, this sure is a tactile experience. It doesn't taste bad, just sort of like you swallowed a big sweet mouthful of nausea hits you in a wave and every nerve ratchets tight. Yup, this is definitely not meant for whatever kind of creature you are. Your body wants to reject it. You lean over the arm of the couch and prepare to give this volume an additional content warning. But the feeling passes, and not only does it pass, it is accompanied by a rising sweep of euphoria. Shivers from your stomach and into your brainstem. You let out an unintentional sigh of happiness and settle back down onto the couch. Wow, you feel so great right now. Holy shit, drugs are awesome! You want to do them all the time. No wonder Gamzee was so intent on getting this pie finished. If you were him and you knew this secret to the wonders of the universe, you wouldn't eat anything else, ever. A long finger taps you on the shoulder. More, motherfucker. He offers you the pie plate, and you eagerly dig your fingers in. It's getting all over the couch and your face, but you don't care. You just want more of that perfect, contented feeling. Gamzee watches you with dreamy approval. Somehow, the two of you end up in the supply closet. You aren't really sure why, it just felt like a good idea to go in there. Possibly to investigate whatever it was that was making a bunch of silly noise just a few minutes ago. Oh, you know what it was. It was you. You and Carcat. You guys came to visit Gamzee one time, but Carcat wussed out. You'll try harder next time.
Good try, motherfucker. You're not pulling my stem that easy. My nubby little brother hasn't been anywhere near my motherfucking hive. I've tried to get him over here again and again, you know. But he's all got this hate on for face-to-face hangouts. Not like you. You got your motherfucking pan blown right the fuck open. You like me, my sister. You're wide open to the motherfucking miracles.
You tell Gamzee that he's totally right. You are so ready and open to whatever miracle comes along. But no, seriously, if he wanted to, the two of you could go visit Carcat right now. He's probably sleeping off his trip to an alien planet, but you could wait or just step forward in time a little bit. That's a thing you can do.
Oh, for real? Why didn't you say so then, motherfucker? Zap us on out of here.
Sure, right away. Anything you want, best friend. Gamzee gives you another one of those wide, messy grins, like he can't contain his joy at the thought of being someone's best friend. You totally sympathize. You can't, actually remember how to use your magic powers right now. You think it's possible you're a little too high. You don't even remember how you came to be lying on this filthy closet floor and looking up at the filthy closet ceiling. Shouldn't you try to keep the place with your cleaning supplies a little, cleaner?
No worries, my brother. There isn't any rush. I got my certainty on that one day we're all going to get together one big horn pile. My boy Carcat, T-Dog, Equius, that nasty cerulean bitch what's always mad as hell. Everybody. We're all climbed to the clouds together.
You don't know who some of those people are, but that's okay. You're confident that they'd all make amazing friends, and you can't wait to climb up into the sky with them. What'll you do once you get up there?
We ride the Dark Carnival all the way to paradise, my brother.
The Dark Carnival? That sounds familiar somehow. You feel like you've heard of it before.
Oh, I should hope so, motherfucker. Anybody what's got any kind of head for religious dogma at all has heard of this shit. I knew you were a real one.
Oh, yeah, for sure, you are the realist, but like, imagine you weren't as real as you could be. What would you tell some dumb asshole who had no idea what Gamzee was talking about?
The Dark Carnival's where the path leads to, my brother. Back in the old days, the righteous got their blood poured out when their time came. All that purple painting the ringmaster's circle. But nowadays, it's more like a metaphor and shit. When a motherfucker dies, his soul is all ruptured up from his corpse meat, right? And that soul's gotta all up and go somewhere, don't it? It's not about to just float around untethered. So it rides on up to the carnival, where it gets all right and properly judged. See whether it's been a good bitch or a naughty motherfucker. Anyway, that's how the miracles work.
Right, right. God, that sounds amazing. I really hope Gamzee gets there one day. Something jagged slams up against the haze of drugged contentment. You feel like a booming knock on the inside of your consciousness. You remember a face. Gamzee's face. No, not quite. It's a face with makeup, but it's younger, kinder, more vulnerable. You remember this? This is a friend. You remember you had friends. You remember a clown. With a monumental effort, you force yourself into a sitting position. Gamzee is still splayed out on the floor, totally gone. You have to figure this out. For a split second, you had it. You shake your head, trying to clear it. You stagger up. Gamzee makes a sleepy noise and rolls onto his side. You stagger back into the living room, feeling your way across the wall until you find an ablution trap. You locate the sink and splash some water on your face, trying to focus enough to concentrate, but not enough to lose this thread. Somehow, you know that if you become too aware of yourself, you're going to completely forget everything again. It's almost like someone wants you to forget. Forget all your friends and your past adventures. You close your eyes and picture that friendly clown face. A name drifts across your mind, almost close enough to snatch. Baby. Zap! All of your other trips through the narrative have been instantaneous. 1 second you're in a place, and the next you're in another. This time, the air feels warm and gelatinous, like trying to run while waist deep in water. The drug pie could just be fucking with your powers, but you know in the core of you, that isn't right. You are where you aren't supposed to be, and something here knows you're trespassing. Something here is awake, and it sees you. Your body goes through a series of shivers, not unlike when you first tasted the pie. Some distant layer of you knows that whatever you are experiencing is wrong, and not meant to be seen by anyone, as if somehow you've gotten a glimpse into the subatomic level. Your vision stretches out in a long, empty corridor, and at the other end is... No! Give me the... Why would... Who the fuck... Why was that figure T-posing? You slingshot back to Gamzee's hive, hitting the floor with what feels like every inch of your body. God, how can you fall on your ass and your head at the same time? How is that legal? Even worse, you appear to have sobered up much faster than you have any right to. The high is broken like a fever and you're sweating through your trendy collared shirt. You turn. Gamzee has somehow moved himself to the couch while you were doing... whatever it was? Trying to throw yourself into part of the narrative you don't have permissions to see? He looks, significantly less stoned than before, too.
Where'd you go at, motherfucker?
Oh, you just tried to pop in to visit someone? Someone you thought you remembered from your past, and it went wrong. Somehow you're just getting the image of a T-posing figure, which is absolutely absurd.
Damn, that's some deep nonsense right there. Some righteous fucking noise.
Yeah, you guess so. Probably just the drugs, though. Gamzee looks at you through slitted, hazy eyes, and you realize that trying to explain anything to him when he's in this state isn't going to do any good. Just a fever dream. And that's probably exactly what it was. Shit, maybe this is what the kids refer to as a bad trip. Is this what Gamzee does? Just sits in his hive all the time and gets high? Well, that's a perfectly respectable way to deal with a hell place like Alternia, but God, it makes you sad. All these kids you've met so far make you so incredibly sad. There. Now you went and bummed yourself out. You're exhausted. You really aren't above doing the least amount of work for the highest possible reward here. You shrug and tell him that probably what you experienced was a miracle. Gamzee's beatific smile makes it all better. What a fucking gremlin. Dare to resist drugs and alcohol. You take a deep breath and prepare to stand up to peer pressure. You tell Gamzee that you think you'll pass on the pie.
Whoa, for real? Nobody's ever turned down a bite before.
Really? How many people has he offered it to? Gamzee grins.
Well, motherfucker, you got me there. No fear, brother, no fear. You gotta be all doing what you're feeling. No way I'm about to harsh your brother's flow when it comes to all their personal preferences or whatever.
Oh, thank God. He isn't going to think you're uncool for not doing his drug pie. You can't exactly recall where you picked up the idea that Alternian drugs are not a good idea, but you're pretty sure it's right. Maybe just a good general rule of thumb. Avoid alien-controlled substances. Or possibly all alien substances? Maybe it would be bad for you even if it wasn't drug pie. Your, internal anatomy is still a mystery to you. Actually, Gamzee is taking this so well that you feel emboldened to go further. Push a little harder. Man, you are really getting brazen with this after-school special shit. You suggest to Gamzee that maybe, just maybe, he shouldn't eat the pie either. He raises both eyebrows and gives you a slow blink, looking from the pie to you and back again. He looks absolutely flabbergasted at the idea. Hasn't anybody ever mentioned him they should be careful of what he eats? Not even Karkat? Karkat absolutely seems like the kind of guy to want to micromanage his friends' lives.
Might have said a thing or two. Once or maybe 2 times.
Does Gamzee ever think about following his good friend's advice? Gamzee freezes with one long-fingered hand reaching for the pie. You can practically see the gears turning in his head. In his head. You catch another flicker of that flat, effectless menace behind his eyes. Then he splits into another big sloppy grin.
Fuck it.
Shit. Gamzee rises eerily to his feet like he's on marionette strings, almost without bending his knees. Peeking up the pie, he shuffles across the rumpus block and opening the window. He makes and holds eye contact as he throws the pie out the window. Oh. Okay. Well, that's one way to get rid of it. But what about the pie plate?
Oh, where that came from. Anything I want, I just enter into the computer and it appears outside the hive a couple hours later. Fucking miracles, man.
Or maybe just same-day delivery? Is there a troll Amazon? Gamzee lets out a creaky laugh. It makes you a little nervous, and you can't quite pinpoint why.
Slow down, brother. You're talking all the deep motherfucking heresies today. Turning down a perfectly good pie what could have got us well and truly seeing the glories what's the Messiah's put up on this planet. Don't take away my miracles, too.
Fuck. Well, you didn't make him throw the pie out the window. You just made a suggestion. He didn't have to listen to you.
No, you got the right of it. We'll do it your way. You never know, the old goat might come home for once. And he never likes it when I fly high on pie.
Well, if he's sure. Gamzee looks at you from across the room, silhouetted against the window like a black spot on the moon. And you think you may have made a mistake. You aren't exactly sure why, just something in the back of your head is shouting at you. Maybe you'll, check, just to be sure. So when Gamzee lopes back into the kitchen, maybe to throw more shit passive-aggressively out a window, you zap forward just a little while, a couple of days. The house is quiet, but everything looks mostly the same. When you listen, though, you hear a steady thump, thump, thump. If you didn't know better, you might say it was someone banging something against drywall. For instance, their head. The sound rattles through the stone of the hive and builds along the scaffolding of your body. With mounting dread, you zap forward a few days. The hive is a wreck. It wasn't exactly a showroom before, but now there are 3 times as many honkhorns and Fago bottles overflow. There's 3 times as many honkhorns and Fago bottles overflow off the table. The couch bleeds stuffing from 3 long gouges. The TV is shattered and every mirror in the house is broken. Every shiny surface slashed past recognition. It's like someone didn't want to see themselves. Gamzee? Oh, God, what happened? You zap to Karkat's hive. He knows Gamzee. He'll be able to tell you... Oh, God. Red. Red everywhere. It's on Karkat's bedroom walls, the floor, even arcing up to the ceiling. Karkat's red blood. You've never gotten a chance to talk to him about it. Your stomach curls in on itself and you fall forward onto your knees, retching onto the carpet. You haven't had any of the pie, so nothing comes up. Kanaya's room is in far greater disarray. She looks like she put up much more of a fight than Karkat had. There are great gouts of jade blood over the bolts of cloth and drafting table, but it's joined by deep splashes of royal purple. Kanaya's husk top glows sickly in the dim room. A smiley face with a round clown nose is painted in blood on the screen. Beneath it, an instant message flashes. Fussy Fangs, what the fuck? You can't ignore me forever, Miriam. I doubt you can even do it for one night. Honk. Huh? Honk, honk. Jesus fucking Christ. The cursor flashes. Green and purple ooze on the keys, still wet. Oh, God, he's gone after AG too. You have to do something. You appear in a tall stone room. You've never been here before, or maybe you have. Maybe you've already made good friends with this particular tro. It really depends on which option you chose at the beginning of the volume. God, why did you think that? Why isn't your brain working? What the fuck is wrong with you? You feel like you know all of this, but not. Like, you watched it all happen to somebody else. From the distance, you hear a telltale honk. Ice sheets up your spine. Honk. Huh? Just suggested that maybe he doesn't eat slime. Yeah, that is the most cursed noise you've ever heard in your life. Jesus fuck, you are going to have nightmares filled with brass instrumentation. Provided you don't die immediately. And Carcat.
Oh, hey there, motherfucker. You're late!
Oh, hey, Gamzee! You sure look totally fucked up. Green and crimson paint his shirt, splashed up his arms to the elbows. It's like fucking Christmas up in here. 3 deep purple gouges intersect his face, still bleeding freely. Shit, dude. You should have kept doing your drugs if this was the alternative. Talk about an overreaction.
Overreaction? It isn't no fucking reaction, little aberrant speck of worm meat. This is the true God's judgment. He came to me, motherfucker. He spoke his words in my ear. He's the only one what's ever bothered to say motherfucking truths to me.
Who came to him? Who was speaking truth?
Don't worry. You'll meet him soon. Honk. 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 Honk.
Oh, God. Bitch, me too! Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, cool. That's a new thing. Gamzee, blood, gore, death, parental neglect, drug use. Vriska, cannibalism, animal, mind control, arachnids and insects in detail, vor, gore, death, parental mistreatment, gender and identity discomfort, strangulation, dyspraxia, stimming, United States politics, historical, panic attacks. Cool. Blood. Suggestive themes, parental death, suicide mentions, state-mandated murder, blood swears. Abandonment, neglectful parenting, abusive guardian, animal abuse, animal attack. Abusive guardian. Alcoholism, underage drinking, neglectful parenting. No warnings. Yeah, fucking John. Fucking John's got it good. Wow, I can't wait for Vriskers. Your latest narrative jaunt has you walking down an Alternian shore. The 2 moons light up this beach cove in shades of pink and lime green, their reflections playing at shimmering patterns in the gentle waves. I have to burp. There we go. Don't shame me for my bodily functions! Anyways. It would be beautiful, if not for the haggard, monstrous gulls picking the flesh from dead and pungently rotting fish, crabs, and even one of their own. You keep your distance as they eye you warily, gore on their chipped beaks. These are not potential friends. Everywhere you jump, serendipity seems to guide your hand. But would it be right to call you fortunate? The night is cool, almost cold. You kick a pure white seashell down the beach. It skips gracelessly in the dark gray sand. You've brought friends together and just barely begun to master this tremendous and strange new power. But no, you think, you are not fortunate. As you walk alone down the sand that's still radiating stored up heat from the searing day, you feel a pang. Something is missing. You know you've felt this way before, but you can't place when. You have a gulf within you the width and breadth of this ocean. An isolation so plain, so true, that it seems impassable, invincible. You step on a weird bug, and you don't even care. Yes, you are filled with a sudden, almost comforting conviction. Nothing you have done on your journey has really made a difference. If you can pick up and put down the lives of these alien weirdos and human weirdos and shake them like an etch a sketch when things go wrong, are you really accomplishing anything? Or are you just building shitty castles in the sand with flimsy plastic implements, castles that won't mean shit for nothing when the tide rises? You've decided. You are a creature of solitude. You are a rock. You're an island. From now on, you walk alone. There may be an angled figure crouched with terrible posture on the dock ahead. Sure, that figure may be sitting next to an intriguing looking moored ship, yes. But surely one glimpse of potential life to meddle in won't immediately make you fall off the wagon. Back to a life of itinerant friendship, right? Baby girl! Oh, sweet, a new friend! God damn it. You amble over to the girl hunched on the dock like the stupid Thembo friend slut you are, doing an acrobatic fucking pirouette off the wagon. She hasn't seen you yet, so you watch her like a creep. Fuck, I love this music. God, this is my jam! Yeah. I can fuck to this, yeah, listen to this. Bro, I'm in love with her theme. You amble over to the... She's leaning over a complicated pile of papers, erasing boxes and filling them in again. Every once in a while, she pauses to roll various dice. Fucking D&D nerd. As soon as you take one step onto the wooden deck, she looks up and jumps with a feline quickness into a standing position, looking immediately ready for a fight. Wow. I might change her voice, I might not. What are you? You raise your hands in a pathetic sort of I'm innocent and weak motion, which for you is basically any motion. Wait a I don't know what voice to use for. Wait a second. You're that weirdo that was bothering Kanaya, aren't you? Yup, you're exactly that weirdo, and now you're here saying hello to a new stranger and maybe make a new friend? Isn't that great? Great. Just what I needed. More meddling. I know I'm the coolest, but I'm kind of busy right now. Big campaign tonight. Dude, you are so good at campaigns, you tell her. You're all about hope and change. You helped Al Gore hang a Chad. Tippecanoe and Tyler, too. What even the fuck are you saying? Don't call me dude, or anything else for that matter. You mean you're down to help? Maybe be her campaign manager? Ah, I am the captain here, buddy. But as it happens, I'm currently all out of first mates. Wanna be a swabby? Oh, it's like a boat thing. Yes? So that's why there's a boat there. What are all the papers on the ground for? The campaign, dumbass. They're the character sheets for me. The greatest petticoat seagraft ever to sail the 8 seas. She looks anime and I love it. One of our friends was raised in a cave and she still knows what flarp is. Well, you can zap over to the cave and ask her then. Her look of indifference is immediately replaced with a tilt of the head, as though your threat to leave caught her caution. Ew. Not unless you want to smell like cat piss for weeks and get high off secondhand nip. Whoop. Look, it's simple. Pick a name and roll up some stats. For example, I am Marquis Spinneret Mindfang. I'm the Scourge of the High Seas, an undefeated champion of naval flarp. My colors on the horizon turn even high-bloods into sniveling cowards. You say, that sounds really cool, but, aren't troll names 6 letters long? You mean you've only met a couple before this, but for some reason you have a really strong sense of the rules here. I'm in character here. Try to keep up. You guess that explains the outfit. She seems really into this. Maybe weirdly into this. It's all a bit intense. Isn't this just a game? Flarp is more than just a game, and I'm the best there is. How about this? If you agree to make a character and sail with me, I'll tell you my real name. You look at her elaborate costume. over at her ship and decide, why the hell not? You've already made your friend bed. Now you have to sleep in it. Not that you're going to sleep or anything. That would be patently ridiculous. Stat bat. Throne of the I love this. Okay, let's walk you through this. You should be flattered that a master gamer like me is giving you the full tutorial. I had to read the books myself, with no help. The first thing you do is roll values for each of the 10 dice Rustra. Simple, right? She pops a huge bag of dice out of her Sylladex and starts handing you groups at a time. You roll 2d4 for Dice Rustrum, Throne of the Empress, and get 2 ones. You roll 6d6 for Dice Rustrum, Understand, and 6 fucking snake eyes stare up at you from the wood of the dock. Wow, you're really bad at this. Take the insult line down. You've got to hand it to her. When she's right, she's right. And she's right, so she's right. You finished all 26 dice rolls required for this game, and you've gotten the lowest on each one. What rotten luck. I have never seen anyone roll this low before. I didn't even know you could get a 0. It's okay. We can save this by putting the stats in the right place. She flips to another page of the player's handbook that shows you the attributes of Flarp. For some reason, you can read them despite just arriving on this planet for the first time. Right? So your Vim, Grit, Pulchritude, and Grace combined with real-life vitals to make your HP. Wait, real-life vitals? Your body is weak and shitty. Is this some kind of hardcore game? The most dangerous game? Like, if you die in the game, do you die in real life? Yeah. You didn't know? The sheer combined shock of what you don't know could kill an elephant quicker than Thomas Edison trying to discredit an immigrant. You get to roll again when you level up, so you won't be so pathetic forever. I mean, if you survive. But with a scourge like me at your side, you're on an easy street. I'm jealous of you, really. You gulp and nod. Okay, let's finish this. The Marquise grins. Her lipstick smears a bit where her fangs jut out. You'd think that's just how it is for trolls wearing lipstick, but, Kanaya's was perfect. Whoop, whoop. There we go. She pulls an 8-ball out of her pocket and smashes it, suddenly and violently, on the dock. You jump at the noise. She looks at you pitifully and then decides not to make fun of you. Out of the wrecked plastic sophistic spear, a gross fucking grubby worm appears. It's like the size of a wiener dog. And it's wriggling. You see that it's pulsating. Covered in the blue tinted family recreation water once inside an 8-ball, the grub's swollen ovipositor glistens. It extends to deposit a massive brood of eggs, each glowing in the center with a slowly pulsating LED light. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever read. This is so fucking gross. You look away and dry heave a bit, leaning off the dock. So far, this game sucks ass. Jag. Don't tell me you've never seen a Game Grub before. Alternian versions of the Game Grumps. Game Grubs. You tell her you have never seen a Game Grub before. Also, maybe she should give a CW before she makes you watch a thing that includes a glistening ovipositor? What? Ah, shit. Yeah, that was pretty gross. Here. You bring up the pause menu, click on warnings, and give it a read before making an informed decision. Have those been here the whole time? No, they haven't. Vriska taps her foot impatiently while you fuck around in the game quiet. For some reason, seeing a full list of content warnings isn't easing your anxiety about what's ahead. It reminds you of something that once made you Self-awareness. It reminds you of something that once made you really angry. It didn't make me angry. It just made me massively depressed for like 3 days. In fact, you're especially worried about the gore and death tags. Maybe you should just peace out of this. Hi, Chester. Hey, don't bat at him. There's basically no harm whatsoever in you yeeting out of this one. It might save you a drowning for good measure. Not that flirtation with dangerous ends is exactly rare for you. I'm going to save and peace out. You know what? You're not feeling up to tabletop gaming today. You close your eyes and feel yourself sink into another narrative. Wait! Aw. You're lost. Aw, did we actually make her sad? Oh! Oh, Frisco, no, I'm sorry. Baby. Play Flarp with Vriska. You know what? You're an informed reader and a prepared gamer. You got this. You ask Frisco what's next. She points to one of the glowing, blinking eggs, which is hatching a pixelated-looking bat. It flaps its way into the air with a high-pitched squeak and starts glowing and projecting a holographic image of a torch. Alright, all you have to do is assign your dice restaurant on your retribution sconce. What? Pick your best and worst stats. Your top 2 stats determine your starting class. There's a lot of classes, but I'm already the best one. Alright, well, that seems simple enough. Drag attributes into the dice rostrum you want to utilize for them. This decision is permanent, so make sure you are satisfied before pressing finalize and ensconcing them. Ooh! I wonder if any of this matters. Vim, Ras, Dex. Okay, I know what Dex is. That's dexterity. What are my 2 highest attributes? Hover for details. I'm hovering. I'm hovering. I'm hovering. I'm hovering. I'm hovering. Where are my details? I'm hovering right here. I'm hovering. Ugh. Okay. Oh. This is hard. It says hover for details, but there are no details, and yet I'm hovering. Throne of the Empress. Scrimshaw Workstation. Tyranny's Tribune. Oracle's Die. Conductor's Stand. Choir Box of the Face Paint Angels. Bile Water Soapbox. Foolish Professor's Lectern. Tribune of the Heiress. Podium of Runners-Up. 0. So, I'm guessing... Okay. I'm sad that there's no details, but I'm guessing that it's just programmed wrong. Or the code's not working, so... I'm just going to go randomly. It might not matter. Hub. Just random. Whatever. Alright. Your 2 highest attributes are Hub and Vim. Your starting class will be Piss Icarus. You're full of vinegar and ready to debuff enemies on the battlefield. A max level Petticoat Seagraft and a level 1 Piss Icarus. Not exactly the meta strat. You're lucky you're paired with #1 gamer Alternia. Actually, I want to Google... maybe, actually, if I go onto Twitter, Pesterquest, Vriska, and I try to not look at any spoilers, Pesterquest, bug. Nothing recently. Let's go to Trace's. I can't type. Let's go to Trace's Twitter. Had to do it to him. Photo. Bug fix. Now I can see description. Shout out to one person who figured out a way to progress with selecting class. See description for all flarp stats. Let's see. Hey Trace, I'm not able to see descriptions. What do I do? I'm just gonna message the guy. Or, does he have messages open? Yes, he does. Hey Trace, I'm not able to see descriptions on the Vriska route for the stats. What do I do? Am I... Let's see. For stats, am I wielding... that's not how you spell wielding. Wielding my mouse wrong. I don't want to be a Pesterquest. Okay, I'm gonna close out. Yes, I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna reopen it. And then we're gonna see if it works. Oh, there's an update. You couldn't have downloaded that while it was downloading the game? Okay. Never mind. Steam just didn't update it. Thanks for your hard work, Trace. I love you. ILY. Okay. Okay. Come on, OBS. I know that you hate working, but so do I. Oh yeah, boy. There we go. Okay, fine. That works. Whatever. Oh no, I just figured out what I did wrong. Okay. Load. Stats. Ah, there we go. My vigor. Primary component of HP makes me durable. More dangerous when I'm vulnerable. Rascality. Dexterity. Mystery. Grace. My suaveness and hard-boiled credentials. Important for any action that requires charm or charisma. Appetite. My hunger and enthusiasm. It isn't just for men. Man grit. But it is what helps you lift safes or keep your cool when you're wounded. Sheer confidence. High hub lets you overrule your clouder more successfully. Leverage. Inventiveness when clouding. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to take it. And I want, what do I want? Low vim. Low app. I'll save that. Alright. I don't know what compliance thingy is. Grace. There we go. I must have good charisma. That's true for any D&D character I make, actually. High charisma, high dex, that's all. There we go. Your two highest attributes are leverage and... your starting class will be Webminister. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yes. Yes? Okay, next question. Have you heard the good news about Internet Gigas? Before I can carry you to victory, we need just one more thing. There's more of this bullshit? What now? Is giant sandworm gonna poke its head out of the sand and puke up some more fucking game mechanics that will be described in excruciating narrative detail? Quipping? So dramatic. Your character needs a name. Oh, a name. You already have one of those, though. You told Jade it already, but man, you're not feeling as comfortable with it right now for some reason. Why is thinking of yourself as a distinct being with an identity and a history feel so uncomfortable? What is wrong with you? Might as well just make up a character name. Vriska. I cannot stress this enough. No fucking doubles! Oh, this is gonna be fun. Alright, name your character. Terepi Pipes. As soon as you say it, Vriska narrows her eyes at you. Without warning, she pushes you off the dock into the briny Elturnian waters. Alright, now we have to go through all the names one by one. Alright, Aradia, who's next? Can you be a little more creative? Jeez. Solix. Cricket. No. Who comes after Cricket? 1, 2, 3.
Those are the only two outliers.
Huh?
Those are the only two outliers.
Let's see.
Hi, it's not time to eat
I'm
yet.
trying to think. Red, yellow. No. You gotta pick a name less wimpy than that. What comes after brown? Red, yellow, orange. What? Red, orange, yellow, green. Green. Kanaya. And then there's Terezi, and then there's Vriska, and then Equius, and then there's Gamzee, and then there's Iriden, and then there's Fefri. Let's see. Aradia, Tavros, Solix, Karkat, Nepeta, Kanaya, Terezi, Kanaya. Did I just say Kanaya twice? Aradia, Tavros, Solix, Karkat, Nepeta, Kanaya, Terezi, Vriska. Equius, Gamzee. Okay. Now for the descendants. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. No! This is my game. I am allowed to do what I want. Let's see. Hussy. Alright, well, I guess that's... If you put Arania in... Well, that is the Marquise's name. What would you order? Food? Whatever you want.
Vriska in parentheses.
Damn it. I thought since Kate made this, since Kate wrote this route, I was so sure. Trans rights. I'm having way too much fun. God, that's so funny. I love her fucking face. I can't get over it. Alright, let's see. Cronus. Damn it.
Just name your character.
I'm having so much fun.
That's it. Those are like the only 3 things.
I don't care. I'm having fun. Nobody's watching.
I'm watching.
Well, then download the game and play it yourself if you're so.
No, I haven't finished it.
Exactly. Ahaha. I took the game into my own hands, and I put Link back in the narrative. tickle myself. As soon as you confirm your name, the other eggs start squelching, cracking into more little flying holographic biotech projectors of various shapes and sizes, moths and dragonflies and lightning bugs zipping off into the distance. Vriska captchalogs all her various books and character sheets, pushes her I can't read. Vriska captchalogs all her various books and character sheets, pushes her eye patch glasses up the bridge of her nose, and clambers up the gangplank of her ship, which you see has a name painted on the side in cerulean script as you follow her. Ooh, fun. Brigantine. Here, hold this. Vriska hands you a rope and you hold on to it, keeping the main sail whirled up as she scurries to and fro, aft and bow, across the deck of the ship, making adjustments. You watch her try to tie a double bowline, but struggle with the dexterity of her mechanical fingers, swearing in frustration under her breath. You politely look away and try to make idle conversation. You ask for her end of the bargain. What? Her name! You made a character. She tells you her name. That's the deal. She secures another rigging and stomps back over to you. You haven't really made a character until you're in costume. Is your fit not already fresh? Perhaps even the freshest? Here. She dumps an extra outfit out of her inventory, looking almost exactly like an earlier version of hers, smaller, with more amateur stitching. You put on the big bridge coat and feel super badass. She looks at you, tilts her head to evaluate, and then grabs a jaunty hat, feather and all, from her Siladex and pops it on your head. Nice! Alright, my name's Vriska. Vriska Circuit. Don't you forget it! Vriska Circuit, or the Marquise, satisfied with her preparation, snatches the rope from you and lets it go, unfurling the mainsail. She practically skips to the captain's wheel, ready to steer the brigantine out of the harbor. Real name basis is one step closer to friendship. Though, for a moment, you feel like you got told that name already. Your brain is messed up enough without remembering stuff that maybe didn't even happen in canon. If canon is even a real thing, that means something, Annie. If canon is even a real thing, that means something anymore. Your unsettling metatextual introspection is interrupted by Vriska shouting, "Roll for initiative!" You hear the buzz of projector bugs boarding your ship, and soon 4 flickering holograms appear on the main deck, looking like lurching zombie trolls. You already hear dice rattling on the deck, and you look over at her to cheat and figure out what you need to roll. Alright, I'm starting with an 18. Looks like you got, subtract the modifier. 19. Guess you go first, Lank. This is it. It's LARPing time. You look down at the piece of magic with your abilities on it. You look down at the piece of paper with your abilities on it, ready to cast Magic Missile or Bugsby's Grasping Hand or some shit. You pick the top attack from the list. It's your special class ability. You channel the spirit of the Web Minister. Point straight at one of the holographic zombies and yell that you're casting Born Again to Die Again. You grab a D20 and blow on it in your other hand. Your lady luck. No snake eyes. Other gambling terms, whatever. You let the icosahedron of tabletop destiny drop through the air, awaiting the result with bated breath. You get a 2 and miss. God damn it. Vriska laughs out loud. Check out how a real gamer does it. Then she shows you how a real gamer does it. Over the course of this and the next 4 holographic encounters of ballooning complexity, tediousness, difficulty, and word count, she just rolls so many goddamn dice and keeps track of so many goddamn stats. You're overwhelmed, bewildered, and tired of doing math in pencil by the time the last squid-themed Hollow Monster dies. You were worried about the danger of this game before, but it seems like the only way you're going to die today is from fucking boredom. Then you spot it. A schooner painted all in black emerges from the fog. You shout to Vriska that there's a ship on the port horizon. Vriska looks, right? Does she not know the difference between port and starboard? Huh. You point in the proper direction, and she gives that mischievous grin of hers. Now it's time for the real action. We've entered the PvP enabled zone. She puts aside her character sheets and dice, drawing a blue saber. She holds it in one hand, the ship's wheel in the other. That's the Rue, the ship of Dreadclaw Ophelia. Top of the naval flarp leaderboards. She's got a whole crew on that boat. But she's just another rich sea dweller with hired help, and she's been too scared to face me.
Give me the sea dweller.
Vriska's pointed your ship straight at the Rue, and you've picked up speed. You can make out a troll girl with thinned ears and a gaudy purple outfit that you describe as sexy pirate Halloween costume from the world's most bourgeois party city. Dreadclaw Ophelia. It's absolutely garish compared to Vriska's more norm-core approach to RP activewear, but dressed much more humbly than the captain are a bunch of lowbloods standing behind her, clutching shitty rusty swords and shaking. So let's bring the fight to her. You're not slowing down. You're pointed straight at the enemy hull. Vriska steers your ship directly into the well-appointed schooner, and you struggle to keep your feet at the shock of impact, which knocks the violet blood off and her frightened thralls to the deck of the Rue. She yells over the din of horrific wood-on-wood screeching. Hey, Swabby! Wanna be really good at sword fighting? You look at her with stars in your eyes. Yes, you do want to be really good at sword fighting. You nod eagerly, and she underhand tosses you her blue-hilted saber, which you catch eagerly. Vriska grins back, puts her hand to her temple, and squints with her one good eye. The 7 red dots of her prosthetic seem to smear and blur as your vision loses focus. You've managed well to this point as first mate of the brigantine, but your sea legs seem to give out on you all at once. You drop the sword you were given, and it clatters to the deck. You try and tell her something's wrong, but your mouth falls open and you drool a little bit. A dull pain gains a sharp and sudden clarity. It feels as though 8 spindly legs are crawling on your head. No, in your head. Each footfall feels more like a knife cutting through butter. At some point, all sensation slips into nothing, and you follow the sword to the ground, asleep. What the fuck? Wake up, moron! You don't hear that, and you don't wake up. The salt and swell of the ocean gives way to the rustling of alien trees. No longer do you hear the scream of gulls following your ship, waiting for corpses and gore to tumble overboard. It's all peaceful. Consciousness returns to you, and its first present is the discovery that you're face down in slightly wet dirt. Some got in your mouth. You spit it out and sit up, brushing muck off of your flarp costume. Wait, that's not a flarp costume. That's a hoodie with a jagged cerulean symbol, a different symbol on it, loose-fitting, as though it belonged to a friend. Half memories swim in your mind as you take in the scene, just as familiar as your clothing. A stump sitting in a clearing between the trunks of a purple-treed Alternian forest. A harpoon sticks out of it. This stump would typically fill you with unease and aura of death and defeat, but a squirrely silhouette cuts through the darkness, and you step further into the clearing and feel your heart lift. Sitting there on the stump, kicking bare feet back and forth, tilting her head to the side and smiling impishly, is your friend, Boldir Lamati. You remember her. You remember her! Psst. Fancy seeing you here. That's a joke. I'm a figment of your imagination and was expecting you the whole time. She pats the stump next to her in an inviting gesture, and you sit down. You feel less adrift than you can ever remember. You tell her you missed her. Of course you did. You've gotten yourself into a real mess, dear friend. You ask about all your old friends. Sitting next to you, they flip through your mind clear as day, as though the memories were never locked away in the first place. How are Tagora and Gallic doing? Has she run into Ardata again? What's going on in the neighborhood? Do folks miss you? That last question collapses her wry smile into a genuine crestfallen expression. I can't really tell you that for sure. You've seen it for yourself, just how much he can do. There's a whole other disturbance in this neighborhood, and it has his nefarious fingerprints all over it. It's almost like he was preparing for this. But I try to stay one step ahead, and I remember what I'm fighting for. Do you? The question is arresting. What are you doing? Even with your memory clouded, you've just been bumbling into other people's stories, breaking things as you go. Well, there's nothing wrong with breaking things. It's like they say. Sometimes you have to compromise a few unfertilized cluck beast embryo in the name of a complete breakfast. You tell her you haven't had a good breakfast in ages. One of the places you were at had swords in the fridge. Also, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You're going where the river takes you. But things are different now. There is a great power within you that you are just now realizing. The power to shape the river, to use its waters to scour the lands as you please. A power even he doesn't fully understand. You look down at your hands. Sitting next to her, you start to remember the green room, the story you've fallen into. You tell her there's so much broken and you have no idea how to fix it. You tell her you wish she was real, not just in your head. She'd know what to do. She tilts her head again, inquisitively. Am I, though? Just in your head, I mean. The story is only broken if you accept that it is broken. If you think of the story as something given to you. But it's not. Puppet masters may try and tell you that the strings they are pulling are the only ones. As she says this, her head jerks back oddly, but she continues whispering, calm as ever. Don't be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you that this story belongs to them. Not him, not anyone. Boulder gonna fuck up Dirk! You feel it too. It feels like threads tug at your body, and at hers even more. Her limbs twitch and pull in gruesome pantomime as more and more strings loop around her and disappear skyward. They nearly surround her completely, but you are powerless to resist, paralyzed. It's for you. It's always been for you. Remember, friend, the only question. She only manages to spit out four more words as she is swallowed up and tangled in a spider's web of marionette string, choked and broken. What will you do? Oh, damn. The whole scene seems to melt away in searing green, and you are falling, dancing beneath the skilled hands controlling you. He is here. He was already. The ticking of 1,000 clocks, exactly in time, echoes around you. Get, ow! Yeah, she clawed my skin open. That hurt. I was the only thing she was holding on to as she fell.
Why did you push her off?
I was trying to push her off because she's getting up here. I'm sorry for getting myself scratched, Your Honor. Did you miss me? 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 I seem to be on your mind. I'm flattered. It's no wonder you're thinking about me just after meeting one of my greatest disappointments. You really do spend too much time around willful little girls. It may start to give you ideas. Ideas of choice, of challenge. You're relevant because those holding the strings decided you're relevant. An observer. The show must go on, but don't make the mistake these little ingrates did. It can go on without you. The bits that really matter, at least. What's that? Am I doing this? I'm afraid not, darling. I don't even know to what you're referring. Tears sear at the edge of your eyes again. You try to keep Boulder's words in your mind as a string squeeze the breath out of you. What will you do? Another voice seems to answer, from another place entirely. Scratchy and loud, it says, Fix this! You wake up. Cold stone and a draft greets you. Charming. You blearily open your eyes, memories of the dream already fading to wisps in your mind. You're in the cluttered bedroom, or the cluttered respite block that you're sure is Riska's, based on the broken 8 balls scattered everywhere. You pick yourself up off the ground and try to think about how you got here. You passed out back on the brigantine. She must have brought you home, but where is she? You turn around and see a window. You look outside and see a dramatic scene below. Vriska is mind controlling a group of thralls, one she must have won off of Dreadclaw while you're out cold. They're marching one by one towards a massive web. Perched in the web is a giant spider, heaving, hulking, hungry. Vriska is about to feed the losers of this game to Erlucis. Boop. There we go. Intervene. Holy shit, this was supposed to be a game. These innocent kids are getting fed to a fucking spider. It's all because of your definitely essential contributions to Vriska's victory. This is so messed up. Games don't cause violence, you think, as you rush down the stairwell. They can't. Vriska is going to discredit an entire generation of gamers and add fuel to the fire of anti-gaming activism with this kind of behavior. Oh, and also kill some kids. That's like normal Eternia stakes, so you've got to defend the integrity of Fortnite. That's much more important. Obviously. Oh, you rush out into the late night air, too late to save a tranquilized, mind-controlled olive blood from being torn asunder. Vriska as Lucis holds the troll boy in her forelegs, pedipalps tearing through clothing, and Shekelsamaris tearing into gray flesh, feeding a winding intestine into her mouth. Gross. You feel like you're gonna yarts. You have no idea what you're doing, standing out here alone against a giant monster and this gaggle of mind-controlled thralls. But you gulp down some air and yell, "Stop!" Vriska turns to you, and she doesn't look like she's doing a lot better, frankly. She's got a similarly sick expression on her face, but something in her eyes is dead, resigned. Her expression crumples into a scowl. What the fuck are you doing? She squints her one eye in pain, like there's a voice screaming inside her head. I know, okay. I know! I'm dealing with it! She steps up toward you, and you see cerulean dice appear one at a time between her fingers. The dice are sparking with cold blue flame. You suddenly feel as though you're going to have a very, very bad time. Ooh. 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 Okay, I can't do the Sans voice. First you fall asleep on me like a weenie, and I have to fight the last encounter all on my own. Then I carry you back to safety even though we just met. You owe me. Turn around and go back. Now. You look up past her at the giant spider. The awful noise of squelching has stopped. 8 eyes are trained on you, blinking out of order. Spattered palette of multicolored blood is smeared all over her slavering mouth. There's 7 trolls still standing there beside her, mindless, mouths lolling. Next. You don't turn around. You don't go back. You stand your ground, unarmed and without a plan. Surely your new friend will see how wrong this is. Vriska looks hurt for a moment. Betrayed. But the same glare settles back on her face. You think you're a big hero stopping this dangerous bitch, right? Happy as a bivalve mollusk about your little protagonist moment. You're being stupid. You don't understand what's happening here. What I have to do. You can't fix this. Nobody can. So now you're just another little weenie who thinks they're a hero and I'm a villain. So sure, I'll play ball. I'll be exactly what you want. She tosses the dice on the ground. Oop. The dice glow with a blue flame as they tumble to a stop. An ethereal whip materializes and snaps around your ankles, and you are dragged dizzyingly fast towards the spider's web. The friction of your ass on the rocky cliff face tears the butt off of your flarp costume, exposing your delicate cheeks to chafing, your greatest asset! But things get far worse than that as you are flung directly into the clutches of the horrific arachnid. The fangs of Riska's Lucis pierce your skin and pump you full of a numbing venom that causes everything to fade to black in static numbness. Which is good, because she's beginning to eat you alive. It's also good because you can't see or hear a little girl stifle a sniffle, holding herself with crossed arms, one mechanical and rocking back and forth, watching another friend consumed by the chaos that never leaves her. Great work, hero. You got Vord. Oh. You can't watch. Hide in her room and wait. Okay. Okay. Holy shit, Vriska's Lucis is a giant spider monster that eats children. This explains so much and also raises a significant number of questions that you're going to think about while not watching these kids get eaten. You look for something to distract yourself with. You spot a black raggedy book, much older than anything else in this room, with Vriska's symbol on the cover. You reach for it and open it up, flipping to a random page and seeing what looks like a journal scrawled in cerulean, but not Vriska's handwriting from your character sheet. Looking inside the first page, you see the name Mindfang. You read, and holy shit, you're very unsure this is appropriate for a young girl to be reading. You keep flipping through to different parts, and wow, it just gets worse. Vriska named her character after this? You lose yourself in hate reading Mindfang's long stories about petty crime, dubious consent, and weirdly detailed descriptions of the outfits of a woman named Redglare. You're surprised, then, when Vriska walks up the stairs, hands in her pockets, looking at the ground. She doesn't even look at you before sitting down on the floor across from you, cross-legged and staring 1,000 yards into the distance. She rocks back and forth, hands still in her pockets. You go to give her a reassuring pat on the back. As soon as you touch her metal shoulder, cold even through her shirt, she turns to you with a jumping glare and hisses like a cat before facing away again. You get the message. She takes an 8-ball out of her inventory again and then savagely, brutally beats it on the stone floor of her room until it's nothing but shards in a puddle. Then the two of you sit. She occasionally picks through the debris of the 8-ball and rocks, clenching and unclenching her fists. But as the minutes pass, her breathing slows, bit by bit. You don't say a word or bring up what happened. She's the one who talks first. Earlier you seemed confused about why I care so much about playing a character. She thumbs the dog-eared edge of a worn piece of paper in her sharp-clawed hand, staring at the wall. She's still got blood on her jacket, blood that almost makes you retch with the memory of spidery mandibles devouring her spoils. One glimpse of it made you sick. What would dozens do? Hundreds? I mean, it seems obvious to me that the Marquis is the greatest and coolest character ever made, but I've been her for so long, it's sort of like a part of me. Everybody's throwing shapes every day and acting like something, right? But most people are so boring. They don't dress up, they don't act. They're always so obsessed with being the exact kind of troll they were yesterday. Maybe you don't have to be the same. Maybe you go on message boards and try out being someone new and find out you like it. Maybe it's nice to be called something your Lucis doesn't call you. And meet people online who ever knew you as the girl online or on the other ship who was super badass and good at things. Come on, you can't tell me you've never wanted to be someone else. You've edged a bit closer to her during this rant and are looking at the sheet of paper in her hand. It's a spreadsheet-looking series of boxes she's filled in with red ink. Marquis, Spinnernet, Mindfang. Petticoat, Seagriff. Gender, F. Levels, all of them. She's doodled all over the margins, art of her captaining ships and swinging swords and drinking out of goblets. Have you ever wanted to be someone else? The question makes you uncomfortable. Just pondering who you are now fills you with unease. Fuck playing a character. Filling out a sheet like this for yourself seems impossible. Piece of paper, representing all your physical and mental attributes. Blank canvas, the common outlines thereon defining the boundaries of every conceivable personality. You don't even know how you'd fill in the gender box. You've been busy making friends, okay? Suddenly she turns on you, and there's a desperate, kind of crazy intensity in her eye. Like her gaze will burn you. You're going to leave, aren't you? No, yeah, of course. Everybody does. Do you think I like this? I used to have a partner. She didn't like it either, but she helped anyway. Like you, I guess, except she didn't puke when she saw blood. And also not like you at all. She made rules. She loves rules, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not like big on those. Gambling Queen broke rules all the time, and that's just what you got to do to survive. To make the voice stop haranguing me. Like she heard her Lucius in her head too, but she didn't need anything from her. What's that even like? I've got to be the best. I have to. I didn't get all the levels just to look at them on the sheet. You saw me out there. It's dangerous. She tried to kill me and left me alone. And then I got even because that's what you have to do to backstabbers. And I still don't feel even. It doesn't bother her. Nobody ever cares. They just leave and move on, and I'm still stuck here on this stupid world. How are people mad at me for putting losers out of their fucking misery? This planet fucking sucks. Whew, boy. That's a lot. You let her finish her tirade. She hasn't looked straight at you for the whole thing. You gently ask about her Morale, who you did just befriend, would feel about her saying she's alone. You see a lot of thoughts flicker through her head and a lot of expressions dance on her face. She settles onto a look like she's smelling something off. People always want shit from other people. Sometimes you know somebody and you can't describe, like, what your whole deal is. You grow up with these ideas about what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to be. You get handed down these strict categories, tables in your player's handbook. And you read stories or journals or whatever that say this is a mate split. You feel like this about them. And you have a Morale that meddles with you because you're just too broken for her. She just wants. Or you get told, oh, this is what a rival looks like, and then you look at your black date and it's just an absolutely repulsive, slimy eel who always wants you to kiss him, and ew? Man, I could really upgrade in that department. But then there's so much that comes along and none of that stuff makes sense to you. You're just like being with her. It's not even like you just feel like shit makes more sense with her. I would say it's like you have this voice in your head saying you're not good enough all the time, but she makes it quiet, but I actually do have a voice in my head saying I'm not good enough. God, I'm not even explaining this right. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, that's a doomsday device. Everyone leaves, nobody cares, and we're all waiting on a call up to war. And look, I'm ready. I'm the best at war, and it's just a big flarp. But I'd rather have a plan A. You give Vriska a moment to breathe. You don't give her a reassuring touch on the back, remembering her jump and hiss when you tried that last. She's like a feral cat, this girl. Tangled, greasy hair droops over shoulders that are always hunched up, like something would come for her throat if she exposed that to anyone. You wonder if she ever let her shoulders down around the girl she's talking about. An ex, perhaps? Of course she did. You wonder if she ever will again. You hear a psst in your ear and a squirrely little laugh, and suddenly remember a green room, and that you've had this thought before, somehow. You ask her the question that's been consuming you. Or, more accurately, not consuming you. Why were you left up here when everyone else got fed to the spider? She tenses up immediately when you ask this, and takes some time to clench her fists, then releases them. Some people are off limits. She has to eat, but she doesn't eat my friends when I bring her enough food. And you're counted as off limits? You're one of her friends? Oh my god, don't get a big head about it. I wouldn't let her eat Karkat either, and he's not like my BFC for life or anything. Plus, you helped me out, and that's the pirate code. Plus, Fussy Fangs would be mad. It must be hard separating trolls into two classes, friends and food, like that. It must be hard, and nobody understands. I mean, that's how it works here. Everybody's got somebody to kick down. Except Rustbloods, but them's the breaks. Somebody's gotta be the bottom to keep the whole shebang afloat. Killing people lower than you is what all the school feeds say you're supposed to do. To get ready for a life of space war against, well, mostly seems like they just kill more low bloods. That's all it ever is. My ancestor, she looks left and right as though she's going to be overheard, then leans in smirkingly. She sounds like she's letting you in on a secret. A secret. My ancestor, Mindfang, she sailed around being the terror of the high seas for a while, but she fell in with a group that was going to do something about all that. Bunch of weirdos led by a mutant who wanted revolution. I've always wanted to be like her. I liked using her name more than my own for a while, dressing up like her, learning to sail. But I always end up back here with a pile of corpses. That's having a Lucis, right? Sometimes you don't get to do what you want to do. She talks to me, you know. It only stops when she's full. Always, 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 always whispering in my head. Saying I was fatter than her, saying I deserved all the things that happened to me. Even when I was bleeding out on this floor. You look at the cold, cluttered, uncomfortably drafty room. Whatever happened to her face and arm must have happened here. You see a broken figure silhouetted on the wall. You look back at Vriska, and you know what she is. For all the bombast, insults, killing. You're looking at a survivor. You're looking at someone who did nothing wrong. You remember Dave's carefully crafted defense of a persona. You remember Rose eating oatmeal for dinner in a drafty brutalist mansion. Jade in the shadow of a volcano, raising herself. Your world can be as brutal as this one. Earth makes survivors too. And you have made a difference for them. One at a time. All of that nihilistic bullshit earlier feels like it was shouted at you by some meddling voice. Someone holding the strings. Fuck that. You're gonna be a goddamn hero today. You're gonna make friends with this whole fucking planet if you have to, and you're gonna make it better. Or at least less of a complete dumpster. You tell Vriska you'll be right back and sprint down a spiral staircase. You keep running, pumping your beautiful legs straight out the door of Vriska's giant hive. You don't have to color inside the lines of someone else's story. This is your motherfucking narrative now. You take a leap when you reach the cliff and barrel over, falling fast, wind whipping past your face as you tumble through the air towards the giant white spider. A leap not of faith, but of hope. You crash into the carapace of Vriska's terrible murder mom hard, cracking it with a piercing shriek. At the same time, you zap hundreds of feet above the mouth of a volcano on Jade's Island and kick off the back of the spider, leaving the giant troll-gorged arachnid tumbling into the lava as you zap back to Alternia, back to Vriska's respite block. You peer behind her. She doesn't notice you. She's looking out her window, down at the empty web with a shocked expression. Still looking out the window, her stunned silence turns, slowly, to a grin someone less generous than you would describe as shit-eating. Holy shit, Lank! You actually did something! Hell fucking yes, bitch! We all about helping others here! This is my motherfucking narrative! Yeah!
You did it. You killed her mom.
Good! She deserved to die! Alright, what's the drum roll say?
No doubles.
But I got both! I got the... Oh. Oh well. Anyways, thanks to all of you 0 viewers who came. I'll see you guys not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, and I will be streaming at 12:30 p.m. because I had an outreach committee meeting today.